I started treating my husband the way he treats me. I imagined a troubled marriage would come with slammed doors, screaming matches, and dramatic ultimatums. Instead, mine became troubled quietly and suddenly. I worked 40 hours a week from home, nursing our newborn every couple of hours, took care of our toddler with only a bit of relief from a mother's helper, a high school girl from down the block. I cooked every meal, cleaned every room, did every grocery shop, remembered every appointment, washed everyone's clothes, and somehow my husband Dylan still acted like helping me was a favor. It wasn't parenting or just being an adult. It was a favor that demanded praise, even if he had done half a job or a different job than the one I asked, or else he'd get upset and sulk because I should have been grateful. One Saturday morning after a night of barely any sleep, I asked him to watch the kids so I could shower. Of course, he agreed, barely looking up from his phone. 2 minutes later, he knocked at the bathroom door. "Babe, the baby's fussing." I opened the shower curtain, shampoo in my hair. "So pick her up. She probably wants you. She wants to be held, Dylan." He disappeared. I thought he'd listened, but I should have known better. The bathroom door opened, and he placed our newborn in her bouncy seat on the floor outside the shower, saying, "There, now she can see you." Before I could speak, he left. When I got out, the baby was whimpering in her bouncy seat, and when I emerged with the baby in my arms, I found our toddler sitting in front of the TV, still in his pajamas, eating dry cereal from the couch cushions. Dylan was lounging with his feet up, scrolling on his phone. Something inside me went very still and cold. I walked over to him and put the baby directly into his arms, saying nothing. I then locked myself in the bedroom to get dressed. If Dylan thought incompetence was a way out of responsibility, I was done being competent enough for the both of us. An hour later, I grabbed my purse. "Where are you going?" he asked. "Grocery shopping." He blinked at me. "Aren't you taking the kids?" "No, you're here. It's easier for me to get it done without them." His face dropped. "But I don't know what the baby needs." "She needs the same things she needs when I have her, and there's a bottle in the fridge." "What about lunch?" I smiled the same helpless little smile he always gives me. "You're a grown-up, you'll figure it out." And then I left. For the first time in 3 years, I walked through the grocery store alone. No toddler throwing himself on the floor because a box of cereal is a different shade of blue than it was 2 weeks ago. No baby strapped to my chest. No mental countdown to the next feeding. I bought groceries almost luxuriously. When I came home, the house looked like a storm had passed through it. I had been gone for less than 2 hours. Dylan looked exhausted. "She cried half the time you were out," he told me accusingly. "Babies do that." "And Jordan spilled juice everywhere." "Yeah, toddlers do that." He stared at me like I was speaking another language. That day, 5 o'clock came and went. I sat on the couch nursing the baby while Dylan wandered into the kitchen. "What's for dinner?" he asked. "I don't know," I answered. "What are you making?" He laughed once, then realized I wasn't joking. "Seriously?" "Seriously," I nodded. "But you always make dinner." "And you always eat it." His jaw tightened. "I worked all week." "So did I." "You work from home at your desk. I work in construction." "Yes, from home, while nursing a baby on my chest, running around after a toddler all day, and I still keep the house clean, buy all the groceries, and do all the cooking. It would be nice not to have to run the entire household alone." He muttered something under his breath and made toast. The next morning, he stepped over a basket of laundry and asked, "Are these going to get washed?" I looked at the basket and then at him. "I don't know, are they?" He got angry then, properly angry. "What is going on with you?" I put my coffee down. "I'm treating you the way you treat me." His face contorted. "I don't treat you like this." "Yes, you do. Every day. You act like the kids are my job. The cooking is my job. The cleaning is my job. The shopping is my job. The laundry is my job. And somehow my actual job is supposed to fit around all of it like it doesn't count. Not to mention I'm on call 24/7 with the kids and still have to try to find the time and energy for our marriage." He started to open his mouth, but I didn't let him interrupt. "You're not helping me when you parent your own children. You're not helping me when you clean the house that you live in. You're not helping me when you cook food that you also eat. You're an adult. You are their father. And I am their mother, but not yours too." He looked wounded, like he had never seen it this way, but that just made me angrier. He had never really looked at it because he was comfortable. Even though everything I did was on display, he saw it every day. "I don't know what you want from me," he said. "I want you to see what needs doing and do it without me asking, without me making a list, without you pretending you don't know how or that you didn't see it." The next few weeks were tense. Dylan huffed around the house. He somehow managed to burn pasta. He dressed George in clothes that were back to front, and he put diapers on backwards twice. He kept asking where everything was until I stopped answering and just said, "You live here too." I think at first he thought I would cave, but I didn't. For the past 3 years I had had no boundaries, no personal space, no time of my own, no nothing of my own. And this was me scraping it back. It might have seemed cruel, but I hadn't gotten anywhere asking. When the trash can overflowed, I asked when he planned to take it out. When the baby needed changing, I handed him a diaper. When George wanted a bath, I told him, "Daddy's got you." And slowly, painfully, something shifted. One evening I came downstairs after finishing work and found Dylan on the floor, building blocks with George while the baby slept beside him. The kitchen smelled like garlic bread. "I made spaghetti," he told me, almost shyly. "The sauce is from a jar, but still." I nearly cried. This is what I had been waiting for. The next day I made dinner, and when Dylan got home with a bag of groceries, he told me he would cook tomorrow. He put the groceries away, in the right places. A few days later, he cleaned the bathroom without being asked. Then he started teaming up with me to do the weekly shop. Sometimes he went, sometimes I went, and we'd leave the kids with whoever was staying home. He learned the baby's tired cry from her hungry cry. He packed the diaper bag when we were going out one afternoon, and I trusted him to do it. I didn't even double-check the contents before we left. He forgot a couple of minor things, but we were just fine. He started hanging out with me and the kids as a family. The doom-scrolling stopped for the most part, and everyone was happier. But most importantly, the kids and Dylan were really bonding. One night after the kids were asleep, he sat beside me on the couch. "I'm sorry," he said quietly. I looked at him. "I didn't realize how much I was leaving on you. Or maybe I did, and it was just easier not to think about it." That softened the thing in me that had become very still. He hadn't just said sorry, and he hadn't dug his heels in. He had changed. "I was drowning," I admitted. "I know." He took my hand. "I'm sorry I watched you drown and called it normal." We didn't fix everything overnight. Marriage doesn't work like that. But he did change, and not with grand gestures or speeches, with dishes, with diapers, with dinners, with taking the baby so I could shower and have 5 minutes alone. Now when I walk into the kitchen and see him making dinner with George sitting on the counter beside him, stirring something badly, I feel something I hadn't felt in a long time. Not just love, but partnership. And sometimes when Dylan kisses my forehead and says, "Go rest, I've got them," I think about the woman I was that morning in the shower with the shampoo in my hair. Exhausted, invisible, done. I'm proud of her because she didn't leave and she didn't scream. She simply handed him the weight he had always expected her to carry alone, and he learned how heavy it was. If you enjoyed this story, please hit like and subscribe so you don't miss future stories. We'd love to hear from you in the comments. This has been Tales by Rachel, where we breathe life into every story.